His Majesty the Sultan offers his condolences to the Iranian president over the victims of the Israeli attacks on his country. The Sultanate of Oman witnesses intense diplomatic activity as part of the peaceful efforts to halt the regional escalation resulting from the Israeli aggression on Iranian territory. And the value of investments in the tourism sector since 2021 reaches 2.59 billion Omani riyals, and 14 usufruct contracts are signed during the current year. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq made a phone call today with His Excellency President Dr. Masoud Pezeshkian of the Islamic Republic of Iran. During the telephonic conversation, His Majesty the Sultan extended condolences and sympathies to the Iranian president for the victims of the Israeli attacks on his country, condemning the damage inflicted on infrastructure and facilities and wishing the injured a speedy recovery. His Majesty the Sultan emphasized the importance of de-escalation from both sides and to return to negotiations, dialogue and understanding to halt the specter of ongoing conflict and its catastrophic repercussions of safeguarding lives and resources. His Majesty the Sultan further reaffirmed the commitment of the government of the Sultanate of Oman to actively contribute through all political and diplomatic means to resolving this crisis, preventing its escalation and establishing fair and just settlements that restores normalcy. For his part, His Excellency the Iranian President expressed appreciation for the earnest efforts undertaken by the government of the Sultanate of Oman under the leadership of His Majesty the Sultan to bridge perspectives and resolve conflicts through peaceful means, reinforcing the pillars of security and peace and fostering stability and prosperity for all nations. He affirmed that while his country faces heinous Israeli aggression, it begs diplomatic solutions through dialogue and negotiations, adheres to international law and respect the state's sovereignty, and calls on the international community to stand with justice and the right of nation to self-defense. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq sent a cable of greetings to Her Excellency President Hala Thomas-Daughter of the Republic of Iceland on her country's National Day. The Sultanate of Oman witnessed intensive diplomatic activity yesterday Sunday as part of peaceful efforts to de-escalate regional tensions resulting from Israel's illegal aggression against Iranian territory. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq received 2 phone calls from Friedrich March, Chancellor of the Federal Republic of Germany, and President Recep Tayyip Erdogan of the Republic of Turkey. The diplomatic efforts included an exceptional meeting between His Excellency Sayyid Badr bin Hamid Al Busaidi, Foreign Minister, and his German counterpart who visited Muscat. The discussions addressed the volatile regional situation due to ongoing Israeli attacks on the Islamic Republic of Iran. Within the same context, the Foreign Minister continues his series of intensive phone calls with counterparts from Arab, Islamic and friendly nations, aiming to mobilize political, legal pressure to halt Israeli aggression. These sustained efforts reflect Oman's unwavering commitment to its steadfast position in support of peace, manifested through purposeful and rational dialogue and the impartial application of justice in accordance with international law. This approach aims to preserve global stability, safeguard regional security, and ensure opportunities of prosperity and growth for all. Iranian missiles struck Israel's Tel Aviv and Haifa before dawn today, killing at least 8 people and destroying homes, prompting Israel's defense minister to warn that Tehran residents would pay the price, and soon. At least 100 people were wounded in Israel in the overnight blitz, part of wave of attacks by Tehran in retaliation for Israel's strikes targeting the nuclear and ballistic missile programs of Iran. Meanwhile, Israel's military said today it had killed 4 senior intelligence officials, including the head of the Revolutionary Guard's intelligence unit. The death toll in Iran has reached at least 224, with civilians accounting for 90% of the casualties. Iran's state media reported that Farabi Hospital and surrounding areas in the western province of Kermanshah were hit in a missile attack, causing serious material damage. The Iranian parliament is preparing a bill to withdraw from the nuclear non-proliferation treaty in response to Israeli attacks. An Iranian parliamentary source explained that despite this, Tehran remains committed to the peaceful approach to its nuclear program. Separately, the International Atomic Energy Agency announced that no radioactive leakage was observed from the Natanz nuclear reactor after the Israeli bombing last Friday, explaining that the damage remains below average. Dozens of Palestinians were martyred and injured by Israeli occupation forces' fire and airstrikes in various parts of the Gaza Strip. The Palestinian Ministry of Health warned that repeated threats of evacuation and ongoing shelling around hospitals threatened to put the remaining medical facilities out of service, given the severe deterioration of the health situation in the Gaza Strip. The Telecommunications Regulatory Authority also announced renewed outages of fixed line and internet services in the southern and central Gaza Strip, a result of ongoing damage to the communications network infrastructure amid the ongoing escalation on the ground. The United Nations Human Rights Council is holding its meeting in Geneva amid mounting global crisis. UN High Commissioner for Human Rights Volker Turk will present his annual report. He is expected to reiterate his call on governments to intensify efforts to protect and promote human rights in light of a deteriorating humanitarian situation in Gaza due to the ongoing Israeli war on the Strip and the use of food as a weapon, which has caused horrific suffering. He will also reiterate his calls for the investigation into deadly attacks near food distribution sites. The Commission faces a severe funding shortage. The Ministry of Heritage and Tourism has confirmed that signing land usufruct agreements across various governorates plays a key role in developing the tourism sector and enhancing the overall visitor experience. The initiative also supports efforts to boost tourism investments and meet the goals of sustainable development. The ministry emphasized that it is implementing a national investment program aimed at attracting private investments worth a 3 billion Omani Riyals investment, with a focus on empowering small and medium enterprises and integrating them into tourism value chains. From the beginning of 2024 until the end of May this year, the ministry signed 45 usufruct agreements, 14 of which were finalized in 2025 alone. The Future Foresight Forum began today at Oman Chamber of Commerce and Industry. The forum, organized by the Tatweer International Training Academy and the Reference Academy for Management Consulting and Development, in cooperation with the Ministry of Labor and Oman Chamber of Commerce and Industry, will continue for 3 days. The forum discussed the role of bodies and institutions in achieving effective strategies by promoting a culture of strategic foresight, empowering national competencies, and enhancing the readiness of business institutions to deal with rapid economic and technological transformations. The forum aims to enhance the business environment, stimulate innovation, attract investment, and build effective strategic partnerships between the public and private sectors. Still to come in our news bulletin. Grape Festival 2025 begins in the Al Roda village in the Wilaya of Al Mudaibi. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. Natural gas production increased by 0.5% compared to last year, bringing total production to approximately 17,955,000,000 cubic meters. Data from National Center for Statistics and Information indicated that this increase was attributed to 10.8% increase in associated gas production, while non-associated and imported production declined by 2.1%. Natural gas consumption in industrial projects amounted to approximately 9.321 billion cubic meters, while the power generation plants consumed approximately 4.328 billion cubic meters. Oman's oil export declined by 3.4% by the end of April, reaching more than 100,032,000 barrels. Meanwhile, the average price of crude oil decreased by 5.2% compared to last year, reaching approximately $76 per barrel. The first edition of the Ministry of Defense Research Paper Competition was concluded today. The event was organized by the Academy of Strategic and Defense Studies. The competition aims to encourage scientific research and studies in the strategic and defense fields at the Ministry of Defense level. It as well aims to promote a culture of scientific research, enable researchers to develop their research skills and effective scientific communication, in addition to employing research ideas and results in order to support decision makers in national institutions. It also aims to spread a culture of creativity and innovation in strategic and defense scientific research. The conclusion ceremony of the competition was presided over by Vice President Abdullah bin Khamis al-Raisi, Chief of Staff of Sultan Armed Forces. The Consumer Protection Authority, in cooperation with the Ministry of Commerce, Industry and Investment Promotion, organized an e-commerce forum titled Between Consumer Rights and Supplier Duties. The forum aims to raise community awareness on consumer rights in the digital environment and clarity supplier obligations towards consumers' online platforms. It also aims to review the most prominent regulatory and digital challenges in e-commerce and encourage dialogue between regulatory authorities, suppliers, and consumers. OQ Group successfully integrated the United Nations Standardized System for Products and Services into the SAP Master Materials Registry and the Suppliers Registry into the Tawreed platform. This represents a significant step towards modernizing procurement processes and enhancing supply management practices, contributing to a more cohesive and efficient work system. OQ is the first company in the Sultanate of Oman to successfully integrate this system. It also embodies the group commitment to innovation and reflects its leadership in adopting global governance and classification systems. The Grape Festival 2025 began today in the Al Aroda village in the Wilaya of Al Mudaibi in the northern Al Sharqiya Governorate under the patronage of His Excellency Dr. Saoud bin Hamoud Al Habsi, the Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries and Water Resources.
Grapes hold a special place in Omani agriculture, not only as a fruit crop, but as a symbol of economic opportunity and deep-rooted farming heritage. Across the Sultanate of Oman, grape cultivation supports rural livelihoods and contributes to national food security. Among the regions leading this effort is Al Roda village in the Wilaya of Al Mudaibi in North Al-Sharqiya Governorate, a community widely recognized for producing some of the finest grape varieties in the country. Building on this reputation, the village hosted the 2025 Grape Festival, which also marked the signing of several investment agreements to support grape farming, marketing, and food processing.
Grape cultivation and investment in grapes and increase the capacity of grape production is very important to Oman food strategy, of course. One of the strategic crop that ministry enhancing the production is grape, and it's very important. And as we can see today, what's called different SMEs signed different projects for this important crop. The production has increased from just 500 ton to almost 1,000 ton of this important crop.
The festival showcased more than 50 grape varieties, including 6 newly introduced commercial types, such as Flame Seedless, Autumn Royal, and Red Globe. Over 15,000 kilograms of grapes were expected, alongside locally produced juices, dried fruits, and grape-based products. The event also featured competitions, technical workshops, and forums designed to equip farmers with practical skills and connect them to broader markets.
We are here in North Al-Sharqiya, especially in Directorate of Agriculture, Wealth and Water Resources. So we support the local farmers here in Samad al-Shan by many things, like give him money pesticide to protect their farms. Also, we coordinate with the Ministry of Housing and Urban Planning for the give them those local farmers lands for investment in this in this field.
Farmers in Aroda village pays a great attention to a grape crop. In addition to local Omani grape, they grow other varieties such as Lebanese, Italian, and Syrian. Grape Festival represents a great marketing outlet for farmers to showcase grape fruits and other agricultural products.
Aligned with Oman Vision 2040, the festival reflects a broader shift toward agricultural innovation and sustainable development. Since its inception, the festival has helped increase grape cultivation in the governorate by more than 230%. In Al Rawda village, every vine holds a vision, and every harvest tells a story of ambition rooted in the land and a future growing in Oman's hands. Reporting from Al Rawda village in the Wilaya of Al Mudaibi, this is Salih Bakhalfan Al-Rahbi, North Al-Sharqiya Governorate.
This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. His Majesty the Sultan offers his condolences to the Iranian president over the victims of the Israeli attacks on his country. The Sultanate of Oman witnesses intense diplomatic activity as part of the peaceful effort to halt the regional escalation resulting from the Israeli aggression on Iranian territory. And the value of investments in the tourism sector since 2021 reaches 2.59 billion Omani riyals, and the and 14 usufruct contracts are signed during the current year. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the studios and the newsroom, it's good night and stay safe.